On this episode of Carnage, we're bringing Taxi back. We're bringing Taxi back, yeah! That's right, we are swinging back to the Taxi now that we've got some runs on the board with our V8 Lexan, and we know we have some stuff to fix there. While we're waiting on parts for that, we thought, let's hook back into the Taxi, let's get it going again. But to get it going again means we have to pull the engine out again and find out what went wrong. You know what's not fun? Pulling out the engine of the Taxi over and over and over again. So anyway, let's get into it. Why did you die? Good. Okay, so it looks like I've already dumped the coolant, which I kind of vaguely remember doing when I brought the car back here, because I didn't want it sitting full of coolant and then find out that, you know, all that coolant's sitting in the bores or anything like that. So yeah, done that, but didn't know about the exhaust system being stuffed up. So obviously when we've loaded it on the car trailer after its issue, the exhaust has got jammed. It's obviously popped off at some point and jammed up on the trailer as we've been loading it, and so yeah, it's stuffed. So we'll have to cut that off and remake the exhaust, at least in that center section. For that, more work. That, folks, is what happens when your boost enters the cooling system. So we're up for a radiator as well. Yeah. Yay. Summer fans. That was much easier. Well, it's definitely seen some boost. It's bowed top and bottom, and yeah, you got to think, it's pretty amazing that this thing just didn't pop the end tanks off it, given the plastic tanks, or any of the hoses. Yeah. Kind of lucky when you think about it. Could have all ended up under the wheels. But yeah, new radiator time. So we're going to do the converter bolts through the starter motor hole. I've removed the starter, which is a real pain in the balls, but anyway, now we're going to do the converter bolts. Joy. Okay, so I can reach in there and spin the converter free of the engine, so we have all the bolts. So now we can do transmission bolts and engine mounts, and hopefully we're getting pretty close to lifting this out. Alright, so before we go too much further, we need to turn off the fuel system. Alrighty. That is done. Now that the MX-5's been pulled apart and sold, yeah, no, that's a thing. I'm thinking maybe we put the MX-5's manifold on this with a bigger turbo. If it fits, I don't know if it'll fit, but I figure this is the perfect time to find out. And yes, the MX-5 is gone. It is not here anymore. You'll see it pop up somewhere. There we go. It's heavy. Whew. So, this manifold was never designed for this car. Let's see. No. The wastegate. Unless, or it's tight, it's close. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be a no, and it's not because of the top, it's because of the bottom, because the pipes hit the factory engine mount. So we would have to remake it totally, which is a bummer. I mean, we can always get another manifold, but yeah, I was kind of hoping we could use this one if we could, but we can't. Out you come. So big manifold's not going to fit, so we have plenty of time to decide whether we're going to buy a bigger manifold to put our big turbo on it or not. In the meantime, let's just work towards pulling this out, seeing what's wrong with it, and rebuilding it. We were trying to avoid it, but it looks like it is unavoidable, and it looks like we will have to pull the trans out, which, yeah, it's not going to be fun. So tar shaft, exhaust, trans, but those top bolts, they're just buried right up in there and we just can't get to them. So our trick before was always to lower the back of the trans down, which gave us a straight shot at them. But we were trying to leave the trans in there, but it's just not worth it at the moment. So a little bit extra work now saves us more work down the track. don't know what we do about this transjack from Hare and Forbes. I've got to say, it is one of the MVPs of the workshop. Something that separates Turbo Taxi from most of the other Turbo Falcons in the country is the fact that it is a 4-speed. That's right, BTR 4-speed by Preston's Automatics. All taxis are 4-speeds. Almost every other Turbo Falcon in the country is a 6-speed. All right, let's see how many things I didn't disconnect. The alternator. No, that looks like about it. Cool, let's get it on a stand. Yeah, our little plate. So now we've got that out, let's pull it down, see what's wrong with it. Fuel rail, LPG injectors. So when doing manifolds and stuff like that, always leave an easy bolt to get to last, so you're not trying to undo a bolt that's then got tension all over it. All right, there's our manifold and our LPG gas system. That's got fluid in it. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. While I'm draining the very caramel looking oil, I'll whip off this balancer. Time to open Pandora's box. Ugh. There we go. So everything's intact. All the pistons are intact, but there she blows. Number 4, head gasket. Torched it, but good. Number 3 was also very close. Well, if the block looks like that, let's have a look at the head. Oh, yeah, okay. Yep. We have made ourselves a nice little canal there, and the start of one there as well. Oh, look at that. She is 8 into it, but good. And you can see just where it was starting to go there as well. So the head is snafu. Okay, well, all the other cylinders are okay, not that it matters, because that head is for the bin. So we have to find ourselves another head, which we have a few floating around, but find one, get it decked, make sure it's all straight. Maybe even go and find some decent valves, some turbo valves or something like that. But yeah, that is not great. Okay. Well, we have a definitive answer on what happened with Turbo Taxi. It did blow a head gasket, number 4 cylinder. Number 3 was definitely on its way there as well. It has torched the head pretty badly, so head is for the bin. Does that mean the block's okay? Well, it needs surfacing as a minimum because it's scorched the deck surface there. So we will have to deck the block, give it a nice clean surface, which will allow us the new gasket to adhere to the surface really nicely. To do that, we're obviously going to have to pull the rods and pistons out, crank as well. If we're going to do that, we might as well sonic test this block and probably pressure test it. Even though we have already pressure tested this with boost, let's pressure test it, make sure it's okay. If it is okay, maybe we bore it out. Maybe we put forged pistons in it, because while it has got turbo pistons in there and good rods, you know, why not make it better? That would be a good thing. So maybe we'll do that. And yeah, I'm gonna have to take down the machine shop. So let's get some more answers out of this thing, see what we're gonna do. But whatever we do, you'll see on a future episode of Carnage.